If your device is showing you this screen, ChromeOS is missing or damaged, then we need to look to two other reset options for your device. From here, we can either do a reset using the pin button on the device, if it's available, if it's a Chrome box, not a Chrome Flex device, or we can reinstall the operating system as it's indicating here. For your device, you can check to see what model you've got, look at the underside of it. If you look to the side of it, you'll typically see a Kensington lock slot. It's got a little K next to it, and usually above or below that is where your reset pin is. On this older Chrome box here from Asus, there's a reset pin just above the Kensington lock slot. On the AOpen Chromebox Minis, it's off on the right-hand side towards the back, the Kensington lock slot, reset pin right below it. The Chromebox Commercial 2s, it's on the left-hand side of the device. Again, Kensington lock slot, reset pin is right above it. On the AOpen Chromebox Mini 2, it is, where is it? It is, I actually haven't looked for this one yet. It's on the back actually. So on the left-hand side on the back, Kensington lock slot, reset pin right below it. So whichever device you've got, just locate that pin. Keep in mind that button is notoriously delicate. So what you need is a standard size paper clip to be able to start the procedure. And just quick note, if it's a Chrome Flex device, like our B-Link players here, there's no pin for a Chrome Flex device. So you'll see actually a pin slot in there, but that's actually for resetting the BIOS. So that's not for this procedure. So only on a regular Chrome box, you'll see the Chrome emblem on it. If you've got a Chrome emblem on it, it's a native Chrome box, and this procedure will work. Okay, so you'll see this message typically if you're wanting to do this procedure, and ironically, we need to start over and get this same screen again. So what we're going to do is unplug the device from power. This is the trickiest part. And we're going to take our paper clip, gently put it into the pinhole slot, and we want to feel for the button and hold it pressed while we plug it back into power. We want to keep that button pressed all the way until we see, if I can get this in here, that message on screen again. From this point, we can start with our keyboard. So whether it's a wireless keyboard with a little USB receiver, some of these will work. It needs to be compatible with Chrome. Otherwise, a good old-fashioned wired keyboard will almost always work. For these procedures, if you're going to use the keyboard mouse combo unit that came with your player, if it's one of the newer players where we shipped out keyboard with it, the keyboard actually has two Alt keys. There's an Alt key and there's an Alt-GR key. So when we talk about steps for the power washing or for exiting out of the app launch process, you want to use the Alt-GR key. So just substitute that in when you're trying to use that keyboard, and that should work fine for you. So from here, what we want to do is press Ctrl+D as in Delta, Ctrl+D as in Delta, and this should change the verbiage on the screen. And we want to actually poke our recovery pin once here as indicated, and this will reboot or reset there. Okay, now we want to just follow the prompts. It should say press space to re-enable. We hit that, and then we press enter to confirm. And that's the entire reset process. Now what we need to do is once it comes back up, we will re-enroll it with our Google admin after reconnecting to the internet. Okay, so the device is reset. Now it's as if it's a brand new Chrome box. So we're going to just follow the prompts along, starting with connecting to our network connection. I'm using my mouse here, moving along. My network here doesn't take a password, but yours probably does. So just follow the prompts, and we'll probably see, yep, Google Terms of Service. We're going to accept and continue. From here, you may see a login screen, or it may just re-enroll with our Google admin and load all the app and settings for you. Typically, I don't know, it's 50-50. So if you get a login screen, you're going to need to type in players@smartsign2go.com. That's players@smartsign2go.com with the password of happy players. That's all one word with a capital H, happy players. And make sure that it says enterprise enrollment at the top of the login screen. If it doesn't, just press Ctrl-Alt-E as in Edward, Ctrl+Alt+E should say enterprise enrollment as you're entering your email and password that I just indicated, players@smartsign2go.com, happy players, capital H, and then you'll get to this screen. In this case, it did what it was supposed to do and reacquired those enrollment credentials and is going to load the app automatically once I hit done here. But sometimes that doesn't happen and you need to enter in the credentials again. So depending on what it does, you can follow along. Once we get a little further here, we're going to see a registration screen. And so you'll need to re-register the device with your account with us. And so you can do that by either going to your dashboard and scrolling down to the channel and clicking on the play button, where you'll see a space to type in the registration code and give your player a name. Otherwise, you can go over to the players section of settings, where you'll see right at the top there's a space to enter in the registration code, pick a channel, give your player a name. You'll also see your old registration in the list of players there, and you can delete that at this point since it is no longer used. So keep in mind, obviously, you'll use the registration code on your TV screen, not the one I've got here. And now we can move on to the last option, which is reinstalling Chrome if you need that.